Hey guys, Claylex here. Wow, it's like, so I just went through, like, a couple hours ago, of course, watched the Xbox showcase, vastly enjoyed it. I also surprisingly enjoyed the Starfield Direct 2 as well, and I'm gonna be talking more about my experience with the games and stuff like that. My friend Razor Play Mango, but right now, gonna be focusing on doing the if we go on the list here, the let me take this out, sorry. Let's take out the 4 RPGs that do it, yeah, put it in order that we've seen it. So you got Fable, Avowed, and then you got the article here, and then Clockwork Revolution made by NXL and Starfield, like, you know, of course, being created by Bethesda. So first one is Fable. It's made by it's being made by Playground. It is, of course, going to be an action RPG, Playground Games, yeah. So, apparently, from my friend Razor, what he's explained is that this will be a separate studio, quote-unquote, trained, now to at least, like, you know, make into, yeah, I'll put this out in the background so you can do it to hear me talk about it. So, what goes on is that, my first impressions of it is that it feels, I'll admit, very generic. But who knows? Again, fair warning, who knows? It might be good. We'll have to see and wait regarding to it. It definitely still has that, like, Brothers Grimm vibe to it. People were kind of like, were saying, like, is this Fable? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's going to be it, considering, with the werewolf-like creatures, the Balverines, yeah, they are definitely in this game. But, again, yeah, if anyone asks my impressions of it, it's definitely got that Fable vibe. I know people are, like, scared of... What is it? I know people are scared that, like, I think, yeah, it's gonna be too generic, and then it's gonna take, like, the whole Fable thing seriously in some regards. Well, the tone of it, but usually that's about it. It's like, it's a Brothers Grimm within a Brothers Grimm without its own thing. In this case, I doubt it's going to be the main plot. Hopefully it's just a side quest plot. But it's like, the idea that, like, you fight a giant, that'd be kind of cool. But otherwise, yeah, I just hope that's, like, not it. Then you see a little bit of the gameplay. It looks fine. You know, I am curious to, like, if Playground can nail this, that would be cool. You know, I do say, like, it does, like, it does look a little generic. I do hope that oh yeah, and I love that sandwich. That sandwich is really, really nice. I mean, yeah, you see it like that and you're like, it could just be a side quest. So yeah, if you do have Game Pass, you can play this day one. So, you know, go for that. So yeah, my impressions of it, I'd still want to see it, try it out. Hopefully they'll put some gameplay out in the far future. We do not know. Let me check. Yeah, we're not sure. Well, I think from what we know is that this game will come out on next year. So it's a 2024 game. But maybe. Don't take it with a grain of salt, you know, for here. So yeah, again, overall impressions, I thought it was fine. Maybe a little bit generic, a little bit worried about some aspects, but I will give it a shot. Like, you know, let's see how it goes. Again, yeah, and then people agree. Yeah, we did see a bit of it was mostly like a CG, in-engine trailer, but there was a little bit of gameplay. But hopefully too, we can, like, customize our character a bit, and you know, hopefully everything, the combat's good. You know, it's an actual RPG and actually get to have fun. I did like that when he kicked the chicken. That was funny. But now here we go. The cream of the crop, the one I was, like, excited for and hoping they'd show off, it's Obsidian's Entertainment's Avowed. Oh wow, they really went. Hold on, is this like the thing? Yeah. Oh wow, they really went above in 20 years of making your worlds your way. Wow. Yeah, but man, I'll tell you though. And I'll say, yeah, this and Fable really got under people's skins. They did not like this. And this is not my impression. These are, like, the people's impressions on the Reddit, on the Discords. Yeah, people did not like what was going on with Fable and Reddit. Like I said, yeah, they thought Fable was too generic. There was basically nothing except a teensy bit of gameplay. For Avowed's case, there's I'm gonna like go over here real quick and I like put like yeah, here's the general gist of it. Oh yeah, because they're like, oh, it doesn't, let me full screen this for you guys. They're like, oh, this is too colorful, this isn't dark or foreboding like the trailer was, you know. And it's like, I could kind of see it, but you know, it is what it is. If we go with the meat and potatoes though, about like, all right, so here's where you can read it too. So you have an established role, you're Imperial Envoy. Everything else, like your personality, appearance, philosophy, and vibe are what you decide. So assuming, again, if anything, I could be wrong. So assuming it's like a courier thing, where, oh, you had an established background, but then you can change it later. Yeah, and then you can't play any other race, which is disappointing. You only can play human or an elf. Yeah, single player, that's fine, that's fine. Let's see, yeah, I think they did, oh, bucket on the head trick. I think that was a Skyrim joke. You have two companions with you at a time with their own comments, especially of course personalities. There's several. Yeah, I think people got pissed off at the ability trees, and you won't be locked to a particular class or playstyle. So yeah, I think that's what pissed people off. And that was because, what is it? That's because they don't want. Let me see. They're fine being limited. That's the thing with RPGs, because if you, if you don't lock, personally for me with RPGs, and this is just my point of view on it, take on it, I think it's fine to limit, oh sorry, I hit the spacebar button. But anyways, it's like, here's the thing, if it's okay to lock at a certain point, and it's okay to have freedom. Sometimes if you have too much freedom, then it's gonna be like, what's the point of playing it another time? And I said this to Razor, and then during my recording, the live stream with it, is that if you don't have a locked in thing, how can I explain? If you put in too much freedom, what's the point of playing another character or class or whichever? On the other hand, if you lock it in too much, it's kind of you feel like, I guess you're restricted to, I guess, doing certain builds with your character class, and then it feels like, you wish you could do a little more with it, you know what I mean? But yeah. Also too, like, I think inventory is, how loot is, it's not going to be, hopefully, yeah, that I've heard, it's not stat-based, it's more like, it could be something like Fallout, the old Fallout, or Skyrim-based thing. There's no, like, stats, there's like, almost like specialties to it. It actually, you'll get meaningful upgrades, basically. Which, I hope that's the case with this. It still boggles my mind. You got the, I almost say Aurora, like, Auma? It's like, sorry if I butchered the race's name. But seriously, they got this character model in, he looks fine, even I gotta say, why isn't he also a playable race in the game? And yeah, just like with Outer, I think people too are really, like, worried about this game as well, because they feel it's just gonna be medieval fantasy Outer Worlds. And I'll admit, as much as I liked, I tried to like Outer Worlds, it was like very boring, and basically, oh, I was wiping, so I was like, oh, that was just a thing in the game. This one too, wait, hold on, I'll even go here, not this one. Yeah, this area particularly, I think, pissed people off. And I'm like, the Living Lands, to me personally, if I could compare it, like, to Elder Scrolls, the Living Lands would basically be kind of like Cyrodiil, maybe with a mix of, like, Morrowind, over how weird the Living Lands can be. And I was right, I was happy I was right that it's the Living Lands. I've never been there. Yeah, and then there's like some gameplay and stuff. It's like, yeah, the muskets, that's, I was going ecstatic over the guns, that was exciting for. But yeah, it looks pretty good. The only thing, they'd have to, like, really, so I think, like, the main plot is, like, yeah, you're an Imperial Envoy, and I guess, like, you're, at least one of the main plots of it, it seems like, is that there's a evil, I guess, fungus thing going around, and it's infecting people and animals, and you have to figure out what the hell's going on. with it. But yeah, it's like, yeah, that's a few things that I'm worried about with this game, of course, is that how much can they do in terms of limited stuff, and especially since you only can play 2 races, and it seems like they're I hate to say it, they're doing a Skyrim approach, and you don't, and I could be wrong, you don't have to do a class if you want to. You can be more open-ended. Like I don't mind it being an option, okay, but please, I'm begging, please let us have a class system, cause you know, that one, I could, you know, it's still weird to me. Is like, you would think that okay, yeah, people could argue, yeah, the godlike I could understand, because there's, reminder, godlike are, you can, your heights, like, differ, because they can, like, have different heights. They can have, the dwarf height or the human height, all that jazz, or Moab height, but, yeah, I am surprised, like, it's almost like I hate to say it, I really hate to say it, but it's almost a cyberpunk thing. We were definitely expecting way too much out of this game, and especially, like, the CRPG fans. A part of me was like, look, man, they're not gonna put all the races, they're not gonna put all the classes in, if they're going to put classes in, so, if anything, I expect this to be like a side, almost a side game, spin-off game. I mean, it's still technically connected to Pillars of Eternity, but I feel like that's the feel of it. It's basically gonna be like fucking the Fallout New Vegas of Pillars of Eternity, but you know, again, it's just a spin-off. I mean, the combat looks fine. I know people were fucking complaining about this shit, which I was like, guys, come on, like, stop. Yeah, because I'll say, like, one thing that I love about this trailer, the, what is it? The spells especially were really fun. I mean, honestly, it looks fun. It really does. Like, I said before, and I'll say, and, you know, and not because, oh, because I got Game Pass, it could be day one, whatever. But look, if the game is fun, at the end of the day, if the game is fun, and yes, it'd be disappointed that we're limited, then, okay, like, so what then? You know? I wonder if they do too, it's like, well, no, because I was gonna say, it's gotta be a gameplay restriction. Because I knew they weren't going to be able to have all the races in, just because, like, again, it's still so weird to me, though, because, right, it's like, what is it? I'm pretty sure they're going to have all the races, but you can't play them yourself. It's very weird. I guess because, like, oh, they have to, like, imagine, like, you go for a door and then it scales in, all that other stuff I don't want to clip. It's very weird. Though, another thing, too, is that it seems like, unlike Skyrim, there is, like, a lot more enemies, so this is almost like, they definitely want to almost take an action approach, which, again, kind of scares me, but at the same time, it is kind of cool how many enemies you get to fight all at once in this game. Especially, like, look how many enemies are on this screen. That's crazy. Like fucking Diablo 4 shit. But, anyway, my overall impressions. I am a bit worried about Avowed. I'll admit, I still like the gameplay and how it looks on a visual scale, but we just gotta see that, again, I'm just hoping it's not boring, that we still get plenty of choices to do, and I'm able to actually play another build of my character and all that. But then otherwise, yeah, like, I'll hope that Avowed is good. That's all I could say. Okay. And yeah, and I already said my thing about this. Let's see. This, oh man, I love the look of this. This looks awesome. Again, I think companions could die. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Ooh, sorry about that. Okay, we're gonna get into... This was definitely my surprise. I did not expect them to... Hold on. There we go. I did not expect them to do... I know NXL was working on a... I thought they were going to work on a new Arcanum game. What I did not expect was a fucking steampunk, basically time travel game, which I thought that was a very, very cool idea. It's like adding in like a steampunk, which is like probably, yeah, it's a kind of a bit of a tired trend amongst like stuff, but I still like it, and it's really freaking cool. And the only slight disappointment, and this not completely the game, I wish this would have been a I thought this was gonna be like Arcanum, but I guess it was like gonna be a little too big or whichever, but it's fine. So yeah, so basically in a nutshell, that you are assuming like this is that you are someone that discovers a device that allows you to time travel, and you have to fight this lady that can, was it, yeah, let's see, go Lady Rottenwood, or at least, yeah, or Lady Ironwood, they put that in. And basically the choices that you make and whatnot, it actually will affect the timeline and affect, it's almost reminds me of like games like I think Life is Strange or Singular, where your choices when you go through time and doing that, it affects the time stream. So that's a really cool idea. Like, honestly, for me, for an RPG, that would totally is a totally cool idea. And honestly, if NXL like somehow got their own like Vault Pip-Boy slowdown time kind of thing, it's like this was perfect to do their things, literally, because you could basically manipulate time. You know, it's fucking amazing. But yeah, again, and I gotta give these guys kudos, because they actually are like, yes, we remember Arcanum. If you guys love Arcanum, you're probably gonna love this game too. Which I'm like, yes, this is what I've been asking for years. Yeah, so they call it a time bend steampunk RPG. You know, again, and that sounds like the coolest fucking thing ever. And it's like, from what I've seen and whatnot so far, that like, yeah, you can customize your character from the ground up. You got stats, in some aspects, and then like, it's so amazing, man. And wait too, these robots too, these steam bots kind of thing are awesome. Yeah, so they use the chronometer. Yeah, you can influence the past, and then, you know, I imagine too is like, yeah. So right now, at least like from what we've seen, so okay, so right here, the game is in pre-alpha. So, and they obviously too, the game is in due time. So most likely this game is like, oh, it'll be ready when it's ready. Which is perfectly fine, because look, like yeah, let's like, we shouldn't rush them, you know, if they want to get that going, like, that's how it goes. Oh, it's like that shit is so cool though. Man. And I think there's another one too, like, let me go here. Yes, they talk about that. It's a, yeah, time bend steampunk first person RPG, Curse of Wasteland Arcanum. Yeah, there's like a bit of a gallery. Yeah, this one like, this guy's pretty funny too. But yeah, overall my impressions of it looks very good. I knew kind of that like, we're not gonna get much out of this game probably. What we got was like basically a pre-alpha, so we gotta wait to see what else more. They'll probably, yeah, I was gonna say this game will probably be out by 2025 or 2026. I would love for it to come out next year, but I seriously doubt it. What else? But yeah, but at least we could still get, possibly, right? Hopefully we could still get Fable and Avowed. So, you know, and of course, well, technically too, and Starfield's coming out September. So, and speaking of, we'll go here. Yeah, let me put this at full screen. So, I was, again, I'll say my impressions too, and then I could just talk about the game in general, and then like go by the bullet points. But man, I was genuinely surprised how good, maybe like it's lip service or the power of the Todd, but man, the way they presented this game was absolutely fantastic, and I'm actually looking forward to downloading this, hopefully my future computer, because that game is like 120 gigs, and I feel like I should get a better I heard the specs are pretty good too, but again, I really should get a new computer. But anyways, yeah, this is really good, and I like really want to try this out and see how it goes. Man, though, oh yeah, so if we went forward, so let me go over here. I was like, I'm okay, just a little tired today, don't worry, guys. But yeah, sorry, don't mind me, I just gotta fast forward here. Yeah, so okay, so this one, I think Todd explains that they have a new animation system. I don't know how that's gonna turn out. I imagine like it's gonna I don't even know exactly how that's gonna like go. I think too, if you did the survey, if you get to 100%, you could like basically be able to what was it? You'd be able to get a bonus, I guess, on that planet. I guess maybe a combat bonus or something, I'm not sure. Yeah, there goes a bit of combat, and then like, you know, cool. Yeah, they get like fucking Howard. Yeah, then you go with the weapons. Yeah, the weapons in the game. Then you get the space suits. Orange juice of transcendence. Patty melt. My bro. Hamburger patty smothered in cheese and grilled on toast. Side chip potatoes. That looks good. I like that. Steak. Piece of toast. Really? A piece of toast? Then you get one of the companions. And go there. I think like what really personally what set my mind with it is that Bethesda played to their strong suits, or maybe they even like went back to the previous stuff and then it's like, we'll do it like this. So not only was this like really funny, I'll say, in terms of the direct, but also, what is it? Not only is it funny in terms of it, but it's actually, I actually got invested in what I could do in the game, like the RPG mechanics, the combat, you know, and I'm surprised, because usually, I'll say it like this again personally, I think the gun combat's gonna be okay, decent, but the melee is probably gonna be, simple, because, like, it's definitely gonna take more of a Fallout approach, because it's a space, they call it a NASA punk game, which I still don't get, but, you know, is what it is. Yeah, and then you can use your ship. Oh, this is cool too. You go on a planet, and you do scan, and then, if you wanted to, yeah, you just fucking, you can scan it, or if you don't like it, you just be like, bam, you just pop in that shit, you know what I mean? It's like, that's cool. Yeah, and then you got New Atlantis, which actually is like a pretty decent city. I wonder too, okay, the funniest thing too, and like I said, funniest thing too before I continue, is that two things with this, is that if you want to play this game at 60 FPS, you cannot play it, you gotta get a PC, because at least Bethesda, like, they saw what Arcane was like, the whole that, they were being blunt honest, they were like, okay, look, we gotta be clear on this. We know this game isn't gonna run on 60 FPS, so we gotta lock it at 30. Sorry. Because if you want to get 60, you gotta get a PC. Sorry, guys. And, you know, man. There's also, what does it do? It said, yeah, I think because of the planets. Hopefully it's not because of the actual quality of the game and it being sucky. But, yeah. It's 125 gigabytes. So yeah, I would recommend people to have like a 1 or even 2 terabyte hard drive or SSD. I mean, I always next time I get the new PC, definitely would get a 2 terabyte SSD, because man, I do not want to like, yeah. Oh, here we go. I love this guy, William Shen. He's the lead quest designer. He worked on Far Harbor and Fallout 4, so, you know, and that was very good. So we'll see how, hopefully, I mean, this is a big job promotion, so I hope he can put it in together with this. Yeah, so the main quest is like, originally I think you were an explorer, like, you harvested something, right? But I guess you got this piece of alien material, and now you go to these people, and now it's like, oh shit. You know, yeah, you're working with all these other people, like this group, and now, like, trying to basically find these other pieces amongst the cosmos to basically find more alien life. Yes, you see here with the United Colonies, they're talking about the other factions. Oh yeah, I love this shot particularly. Aquila City looks really cool. I like this one. Yeah, Neon is really cool too. Yeah, for ones, I actually like the area cities Bethesda does because, man, because Skyrim was okay, but Fallout 4 was fucking forgettable. Except Diamond City. Diamond City I always liked. Yeah, and this one I like too because apparently, well, let me pause here. Apparently, you can cook basically drugs here. I'm hoping, asking a little too much of Bethesda, but hopefully we can do this as a job and not just a side gig, mission, like a one-time side mission. Let's see, yeah, then, again, going more into the factions. Yeah, again, with the, what is it, the Crimson Fleet, I really hope these guys are not the bad guy group, because then that would be stupid. Yeah, then you got character creation. And then, yeah, they do, like, a lot of mocaps and stuff like that where you first start out. Yeah, this is the beginning, start of the game. And, like, yeah, you choose a profile for a biometric ID, then your body, face, background, and traits. Which is like, the background and traits especially are really nice. I like that one. Like, just amazing stuff. And yeah, I like it too that the characters will talk about, like, your background or your traits and see how it goes. I think, do they do, maybe I go with the background. Hold on, let me check for you guys. Yeah, it's background. It's background. So if he talk to you, it's like, yeah, so this is what I always love, because, like, in terms of your background and your traits, they'll always, like, the world will always react to it. That's how it works. I always like that stuff. Ugh. Yeah, and then we got the hero worshiper, which is, like, this is the guy from, they basically took basically the adoring fan from Elder Scrolls 4. Great shit. And it's cool too, because especially if they're companions, right? If they are companions, they have traits and abilities of their own, so that's very good. You know, makes it feel that much more special. This one, adoring, yeah, kid stuff is like, this is a really cool trait too. I really like this one. Assuming too that hopefully your parents will, like with Fallout 4, they'll change in their appearance based on what you at least like what you look like with your skin, race, and all that. Yeah, Serpent's Embrace, like, oh, based on a religion. This one is I think like you're wanted, but you also get like a special bonus. That's shooting the adoring fan. So you get the skills. Yeah, skills are basically, so you got let me put this in, hold on. You got physical, social, combat, science, and tech. And then it's like usually like a yeah, I think they're not ability trees, they're skill trees. So there's there's technically 5 trees and then 3 to 4 rows. So you got plenty of them to choose from. So a lot of cool stuff. And they rank too. Like fucking, yeah, like this one. You can mind control aliens or, you know, other like creatures, animals. That's very cool. Yeah, boost training that like helps you, yeah, with when you're in combat. This one's like basically Nero Striker. It's like basically when you beat the crap out of people with your bare hands. It's pretty funny. Like this one especially. That one's great. The only thing with this one, I like this one, but man, it's like I'd like it if like you'd actually did a backstab animation like a Skyrim. Like come on, man. It's still iffy they don't do that. And I think Pete just no, not Pete. It's like one of the tests, the QA guys was like, yeah, I love to be in the run gun grenader type. Yeah, and then they talk about, I think, exploring. Yeah, and then they do ship customization. There is a lot here. I'm gonna show you off like, okay, you can buy ships and you can customize them, make them bigger and all that. Yeah, you can change the hue, saturation, brightness, you know, it's all good. Basically what you get some cool stuff. Yeah, so you get like, yeah, she made like a mongoose ship, and then she later made a like a fucking let me see. Yeah, there's a spider one. You guys see the spider one, and then there's a fucking that is amazing. I would be so curious. Yeah, and then you got the companions, they're pretty good. Yeah, it's like this one kind of skip. Yeah, obviously it's like, oh, they can fall in love with each other, all that jazz. You can recruit them, send them to your outpost, that kind of stuff. The robot one I really like. Yeah, space flight. They put in, that one's really nice. Sorry, let me move my mic a little bit. Okay, let's see. So, yeah, so you got actually like, you can, yeah, you got a laser. Yeah, so I think like, and I'm not good with short-term stuff, but I think like, so I think that's gravity, shroud, or I guess your cloaking. Then you got your engine, missiles, ballistics, and lasers. So I guess, yeah, the left side, right, is your combat stuff. The right side is like your navigation stuff. Yeah, then you can do like a gravity drive. Oh yeah, too, and that's like fair as well. With your skill trees and whatnot, you're able to upgrade and make yourself a better pilot. Like definitely, like if everything goes well with my RPG, I'm definitely making like one of my characters like a space pilot, because I'll make it like easier to do it. The one thing I'm worried about is what is it? The one thing I'm worried about in what is it? Trying to think. I'm sorry, guys. The one thing I'm worried about, like when we go on planet, is that we'll have to walk and jetpack everywhere. I really don't want that. Because that's gonna take forever to get done. This one too, I really like. You could go to a high class party if you want to. That's fine. Yeah, and then you can like be a pirate. Oh, this one I like too. You can take someone's sandwich. Oh, that's kind of cool. Hold on. So you could go here. Okay, and like you can hoard fucking sandwiches. It's like probably, you know why that sandwich looks delicious, by the way. But man, it's like I'm pretty sure they did this as a Skyrim cheese wheel joke. Oh man, and there's Skyrim Grandma. That one's pretty cool. And all this cool shit you can do, like, oh man, it's like so cool. Yeah, and then they show off the watch that they made. My bro I think wants to get one. Then they get the controller and the headset. Then they talk about exploration with the game, with the planets. So yeah, then a little bit of the combat. And scavenge, do your thing. You know, it's cool. Yeah, some of these like outfits though are okay. I'm gonna like, no offense, I'll skip outposts. You know my stance on outposts. I don't like them. I'm sorry. It would be nice. I had the comic conversation. I said before, and at least like, even I'll admit, like I'd be like Bethesda, do what Obsidian is doing. Literally, if people, I know it's like that's part of the fun. But if they don't want to build and stuff, just get like a AI or an NPC or character to help you build the stuff, especially. Because, yeah, especially like Raid and Starfield, for example. I want to go and do combat. I want to have fun adventures and all that other stuff. I don't want to waste my time making these fucking outposts and stuff. It's like, ugh. It's still bizarre that, what is it? It's still bizarre that they got, like, I know they do like fun weapons, but man, like some of these weapons are like outright they're not they're not like space themed. They're like fucking like look realistic as fuck. Like I've seen some of them, they're like, yeah, that's a straight up normal pistol. And they go with the boost. The grenade launcher especially, yes, it explains that space combat, like ballistics will push you back, energy weapons are stable. So well this one, yeah, this one I kinda liked. Yeah, it's like that. You ever seen Dead Space like this? Like, yeah, there are guns somewhere in this, like I'm happy they're doing that. Yeah, just punch people. Punch a fucking alien in the face. This one I love too, just like putting the fucking minigun. That is the coolest, I'll admit, even though it's minimal, that is the coolest fucking minigun design I've ever seen. That is cool. You go more of the combat, which again, I'll admit, is pretty cool. I mean, these ones are fucking scary. Hold on. Let me put this one. Yeah, these fucking like robots that chase after you. Ooh, boy. Oh yeah, and save the best for last. This motherfucker, I think, Bethesda, I think, are basically doing the equivalent of like, look, let's wow them, let's give them, let's include, basically, in their equivalent, let's include Force users. You can use the Force in this game. So I'm like, oh man, that's it, cool. Okay, let's see what else. But yeah, that's about it. That's about it for my, at least my impressions of the RPGs of the showcase. If I had to rank them, and I'm gonna be genuinely honest about it, is like, here we go. So it'd probably be from lowest to highest, probably Fable, Avowed, Clockwork, and Starfield. I'm just as surprised as you that Starfield is that high, but considering it actually, like, they're actually, at least from what I saw of this direct, that they actually took, like, trying to make it like an RPG, you know, then okay, I'll just like leave it at that picture. But man, I just hope like everything works out on you know, Bethesda's end, that they can actually, you know, again, make this an RPG and not make it boring and filled with fucking nothing. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you like what you saw, you can sub to the channel, donate if you want to. The link's down below. It helps out so much with keeping this stuff in. So again, thank you everybody so much for watching, and as always, I will see you guys later.